Boom! And we are live. Good evening, fellow viewers, fellow business partners, and potential business partners. It is a pleasure for us once more to connect with you guys to share our experience as our fun experience as expat living abroad. To meet with me, my name is maybe Michael. I'm a digital business consultant, and I'm originally from Cameroon, but I live in Germany. With me tonight to share our fun experience as expert is our lady BC, who is connecting from UK. We also have our lady Michelle, who is connecting from Spain. So I'm going to give them the opportunity to introduce themselves before we continue with the go live. Once more, this go live was scheduled to start at 7:30 p.m., but due to some technical issues, it was pushed to 7:45 p.m. So that's why we are here now. So, fellow viewers, I'll give the floor to BC. BC, can you introduce yourself?
Hello, good evening, viewers from wherever you are. My name is BC. I'm a Nigerian currently living in UK.
You're
I
welcome,
am a
BC.
teacher and also a digital business owner. Thank you, Michael.
You're welcome, BC. Thank you. And now our lady Michelle is going to introduce herself, fellow viewers. Michelle, you have the
Uh,
floor.
Thank you so much, Michael, and thank you for hosting today, which is we done our go live posting twice because we have a technical problem with our camera, but we are good that we are here, and thank you that Michael was hosting tonight. So, hello everyone, wherever you are, good afternoon from here, or good evening, or maybe morning in the other side of the world. My name is Michelle, and I am currently residing here in Spain. I am originally from Philippines and doing this business for more than a year.
You're
That's all
welcome.
for you, Michael.
You're welcome, Michelle. It's a great pleasure to have you on board. Fellow viewers, as I earlier said, we are going to share our experience tonight. Today is episode fifth or the fifth episode of our Go Live, and we're going to share our experience tonight. The fun experience most of us went through as expert, because um, uh, this experience is going to inspire you guys in one way or the other. It was not easy, but it was fun. So I'm going to give the floor to Michelle to share some of her experiences she got uh, as an expert. So Michelle, can you share your experience with us, please?
Sure, me first. Okay. Actually, when you are going when you're going abroad, technically you got some fun experience. First thing first is the language. If you
Yeah,
go abroad, you need to learn other people's language or that country language, right?
yeah,
So for me, when I enter here in Spain, before I went in Asia also, I've been in Singapore before going here in Spain. So in Singapore, I don't have any got that problem because the English they're using English, but
yeah,
enter here in Spain when I go down in the airplane, I encountered something that nobody's speaking English, all in Spanish, but I don't talk in Spanish either, right? In that time, I'm looking the domestic flight going to transfer to domestic flight, and I keep asking. I think it's more than 45 minutes asking with the people, even the guard, even the officer didn't know what I'm talking about. And I said,
yeah,
no, you just go down there, but they speak it in Spanish. They answered me in Spanish. So I don't understand. So the way I heard my name paging last minute, and I said, oh, that's me. And I said, you need to go to the mystic light. And I saw I don't know what I'm thinking about. I just saw the escalator going up there and said, I need to go there, maybe there. So when I went there, I was running. I hit the number of the plane and the gate, and I said, okay, I need to go run. And right away, in that desk of the staff at the ground stewardess, who said, he just already closed the book and said, "Hey, is that you, Michelle Joy?" I said, "Yes, but you speak in Spanish." I said, "Yes, yes." "Okay, come on, go with me, and there's no more problem. Just go with me." And I said, "Oh my God, I am the last one to go to that airport, to the plane." And they go,
Yeah,
"Oh, unbelievable!" But that's that's just like a lucky day that I didn't miss my flight, right?
yeah,
And then a week, well, a day, first day, it's a very funny experience here when I met my the persons, all the persons that near here. We cannot communicate each other. I remember I went to the park and I met some of the new friends of my friends, and they said, "You keep talking in Spanish," and there was
yeah.
nothing, nothing here, nothing like that, and but I'm not sure if I understand it or not. But I keep nodding, and he said, and I just used the word in Spanish, one word only, and that's so fun. And later on, after a year that we know each other, we keep talking about it. What do you think we are our conversation the first time that we met? That's a funny conversation because we didn't understand each other, but we just keep nodding or just like that. We cannot pronounce the word, but that was the real experience. Okay, one more. After a week, I need to learn the Spanish. I need to learn the language. So I keep looking where I can learn. Um, I went to one of the academy, and there's a academy person there. All everyone speaking Spanish. Well, we have a different races, different
Yeah,
languages. Some of
yeah,
them from UK, some from German, um,
yeah,
from Northern Ireland, and some Norway or something like that. So we just
yeah,
keep the conversation in that moment. There's a conversation there that I don't understand the uh, kilometers, right? The
yeah.
run of the kilometers of the jeep of the car here in Spain. I didn't understand 180 kilometers or you know. Okay, we're just talking about one place. That place sounds to me. I've been visited that because it sounds the same, but they are referring for another island far from
Wow.
here with the same name. And he said, "I've been there, I've been there." It's like, so, but, and he kept asking me for how, from the airplane or from the flight or domestic flight. I said, "No, from the car." And he said, "How you can go from the car from there? It's an island." And it's
Wow.
just funny. That was a funny thing because everyone was laughing at me and he said, "Oh, I mean," and then later on, I realized when I asked my husband, "Do you know this thing?" He said, "Oh, it's not the place that we've been to. It's another place." I said,
Another
"Oh."
place.
And I told them that we ran the car for 240 kilometers per hour. And they said, "What's laughing?" That's very funny. That's very funny. But that's the always you encountered when you are living in a country that you don't know, right?
Yeah.
You have no experience, you have no, it's difficult even when you go
Yeah.
to the bus. I have one experience that I went to the bus, and I don't know, when I was in Singapore, I think I don't know how to count the money,
Mhm.
and I pay and I paid the bus, and the bus was doing, "Oh well, yeah." And I didn't understand how much is it because,
Yeah.
but I saw the bill that I have that bill, and I said, "Is that lower or is that bigger?" So
Mm.
I don't know. I just give it and say, "Okay, keep the change." But that was triple I pay for the bus. So it's really
Yeah.
funny if you're living in a country that you don't know. That's a fun experience that I have. So
Yeah.
many more, but sometimes we need to also to learn,
Yeah.
right? In that way, we also learn from our experience. So later
Yeah.
on, you know how to use, because in Spain there's difficulty of using the words, especially the past tense.
Yeah.
Even now, I have that confused on how to use the past tense and the present tense in the future. So
Yeah.
sometimes even my husband didn't understand me most of the
Yeah.
time. But you just keep adapting because it's not that easy to learn.
For sure.
Just
For sure.
keep learning every day. Yeah,
Sure.
that's my fun experience.
Thank you very much, Michelle, for sharing your fun experiences with us. It was really a wonderful experience. And fellow viewers, these are experiences that most people go through, especially with the language, because communication is very vital in every community. Normally, English is a global language, but in most countries, many people don't understand English. So when you migrate to a country, you are forced to learn that language. And at times, you need time to learn the language because it's not something that just happens automatic. So before you learn the language, you have to go through all these experiences, as Michelle just explained to us. In the beginning, they are very difficult, but with time, it is fun. When we think about those things, it makes us laugh, and yeah, they are good experiences. They are good experiences that we have to pass. Yeah. So we are going to call on our lady BC to also share with us her own fun experience that she has got. She has what she has lived through when she came when she migrated to the UK. So, Lady BC, how was your experience?
Oh yeah. Unfortunately, mine is not in UK. It happened when I migrated down to Austria.
Okay.
Yeah, as we said, when you go to a non-English speaking country, it's a little bit difficult when you get there. I
Yeah.
got there, people will be communicating with you. All what I'll be doing is smiling and nodding your head. I don't even understand what they are saying. I'll just be nodding my head because I can see
Yeah.
them smile and talking to me in a friendly way.
Yeah.
And when the conversation is finished, I'll be like, oh my God, I don't even know. And sometimes when they are asking questions, they'll be expecting me to say something back. But as time goes on, when I really understand what they are saying, is the first thing is, do you speak German? I'll just be nodding. I never knew then. So anyway, that goes on. But when I went to the school, I started learning. Oh, no, but before then, something happened. I went to the shop. I wanted to go and buy fruit. When I got to the shop, I'm looking for where to buy the apple. I think it's finished by then. I looked everywhere, I couldn't see apple. So I asked one of the attendants that were there, excuse me, apple, apple. Oh, and he looked at me, mm, like asking me, what do I want? I keep saying apple, apple. I don't know, maybe whatever, but I know it's a question because the facial expression. Then I keep saying apple, apple, smiling. She still doesn't understand. Then, then I told her to come. I took her to the fruit where they sell fruit, and she picked one, gave this to me. Then I said, no, no, no.
Oh, let's go.
Then she's like, what do I want? Then she took my hand. I should pick something else, just directing my hand somewhere. So because we really don't understand each other. So she
Yeah.
was just doing my hand. She will hold on to my hand, put my hand towards something, then she will drop her hand. Then I keep doing my hand like, no apple, no apple. Then I said, English. Then she said, English. Then she too was like, no English. She's just
Yeah.
doing her head. I'm like, oh my God. And people were just passing by looking at us in the store. And I said, "Ah," and that's the only store that was in that place, the area
Yeah.
that I'm living. And I'm like, oh my God, because of apple. Then she gave me lemon, and I took my hand and did something. Maybe she's trying to tell me to choose something else. I don't know. So I said, no, no. Then she said, she opened my hand because I have the money. I showed her. And while I wanted to show her, that's when she was putting my hand somewhere else. So she opened my palm to look at the money that I have and said, Toya, Toya. I said, oh, Toya, Toya. Then she closed my hand again. And I'm like, oh my God, there's nothing here. Then I don't know. So I left the place, but I stood outside and I went back in, like, okay, let me take something else. So when I got there, I just picked, I've forgotten what I picked, but I picked something else. And when I got to go and pay, the lady said, Toya again. I think the money is not enough for what I take. I didn't understand. I don't even know how to count the money. I gave it to her. She said, she held on to it and said, Toya. And I'm like, Toya, no. I said, no, because I thought the apple earlier was Toya. So
Mm-hmm.
I went, no, 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 no. Then she gave me the money. She took that in and she did her hand like, no, I can't have it. So I looked and I just stood there looking. Nobody speak English. I'm like, okay, I can't buy anything there. I don't understand the soya. I don't know. Maybe it's the apple. Maybe it's the this. So I left the shop completely. So I went back home. When I got home, my school, I have to start the school, I think in a week's time. Not that week. I have to wait again for in another week before I can go to the school because I've enrolled already. So I'm like, so yeah, so I wrote it down the way I understand it. Soya. I know I can't spell it, but I just write soya. So that as time goes on, when I get to the school, I will understand what that word means. So then I wrote apple beside it. So every time we want to go and buy something, we don't know the money. Then one day I saw one, we went out to the city. Then we saw a black man and we started speaking English. Where is he from? Obviously, it's not Nigerian, or it's from somewhere else. So, and he can speak English. So we said the first thing is, can you teach me how the money? How do I know which is which? Oh yeah. Then he took the money, he started counting the list, and he said, by the time I count 10 of this, it's going to be like one shillings. Then it was shillings that we used. I said, okay. So I understand the money aspect. From that list, I started using that. But then, if I have to buy something in the shop, I will look. I don't want to have change because that's a problem for me. I don't want change. I don't want this. I just make sure I give them the money and they'll look at me, give me the change. I know I don't know the difference, but I'm really trying. So when I started school, that was my first thing. What is soya? Is it apple? I said no. Soya is expensive. I said, oh
Yeah.
my gracious me. And everywhere I go, I'm looking for soya. And they will look at me. I said, okay, so what is apple? Apple is apple. Wow. I said, wow. So that day when I got home from school, I laughed over it. I went back to that shop because I never went back there again. Every time we make sure I go to the city where people will not know me. So I will do whatever I want to do there. So when I got back, I just went straight there. And then I started because I'm eager. I really want to learn that language. So from there, I started speaking little by little. And now I don't go to Toya or whatever. They'll be looking, what does she want? Now I know exactly what I want. Even if I cannot construct the language, I still manage. And as time goes on, I started watching the TV. I learned just like baby. I started learning. Then when I start having kids, I thought maybe, oh yeah, I can speak the language properly. When I start having kids, then I understand, no, busy, you are only trying. They can speak more better than you because everywhere we go, they will just tell you, oh, you are from Mufretle, you are from city, you are from village. I'll be like, oh yes, how did they know? Then they said, it's the way you are talking. So people will know maybe you are from the city or you are from this. And I'm like, okay then. So from there, I can speak. I make sure I speak, I write it, I read it. And since then, that's how it is. So over to you,
Wow.
Michael.
Thanks, Lady BC, for sharing their experience with us. You know, at times, these fun experiences, they are like challenge. You are challenged because of what you have gone through to be a better person of yourself. So, as I earlier said, these experiences for us experts are very good experiences, and today we are using them to help others. Like myself, I also had my own fun experiences when I arrived Germany. When I arrived Germany, my first challenge was to learn the language because when I came here, the language was so brutal in my ears because the way they pronounce their word is pronounced with power, with force. So I said, this language is something that I have to learn. So my first thing was to go to the language school. And when my first day when I arrived at the language school, because in Germany you have regions, and some regions they have their own languages, which is different from the main Dutch. You have the main Dutch, then you have the Dutch, which is particular to a particular region. So when I arrived class, everybody was saying moi moi, moi moi, moi moi. I was confused. What's the meaning of moi moi? I was confused. So I just stood there like a fool. They said moi moi. I just stood like a fool. Then after sitting down, I asked the person who was next to me. I said, fortunately for me, the person was speaking English. So I said, what's the meaning of moi moi? He said, oh, moi moi simply means good morning. He said, I said, what really? He said, yeah, moi moi means good morning. I said, wonderful. What a way of saying good morning to someone. So from that day, it became fun. So anytime I met him, anytime we meet, I would say moi moi. For me, it was like it was very amusing. So that was the first thing that really thrilled me when I started studying German language. So up to today, when I think of it, it makes me laugh. It amuses me a lot. So that was my first experience as an expert. And the second experience was one day I went to an office. I wanted to sign a document because here in most offices you have a billboard, and when you come, you have to pick your number. So when it's your turn, the bell you see it will appear on the board. So when I came in, I did not know that is how it functions here. I thought I was back in my home country. So I just passed and entered the office. So when I was going, everybody was looking at me like as if I'm crazy. So I don't know why everybody was looking at me. So I went to the office. When I went to the office, the lady told me in Dutch that I should go back and wait. And she asked me whether I have a number. I said, what number? She said, I don't have any number. I said, I should go back and pick a number. So she was speaking in German, and at that time I could not really understand what she was speaking. So I was just like confused. Everybody was looking at me, and I turned nobody to explain to me. So the lady stood up, came out with me, showed me that this is where you have to pick your number, and showed me the board. You have to wait when your number appears on the board before you come in. So I said, wow. I said, wow, this is wonderful. So, and from that day, I learned that whenever I go in any office, the first thing I do, I check whether there's a board where I have to pick a number. And that's the first thing I always do because it has become a reflex to me. So that's the way I learn. Because here, it's not like back in my homeland where when you come, you can just go straight into someone's office. No, you have to toe the line. You have to be at the key. That's how it is here. And I find it a very good experience, even though I learned in the hard way. So the most difficult experience for me was one day I was going also to the supermarket, and in the supermarket you have where you have car parks. You have where handicapped people park their own car, and where normal people park their own car. So when I came, because I had no notion of the sign, because there's always a sign where you have to park. There's always a sign. I had no notion, so I just drove in and parked where the area which is reserved for handicapped persons. So when I came out of the car now, there was one man, he was looking at my leg, he looked at me, he was looking me all over to see whether I'm handicapped. But I don't understand why he was looking at me. He looked at me everywhere, looked at me, so I was confused. Well, I asked him, is there any problem? He said, no, there's no problem. And before I knew it, the police appeared. He called the police. The police appeared. So I was in the supermarket. The police came and fetched at me in the supermarket. Said, I went down who parked so and so car. I said yes. So I came out. They said, look at where you have parked. And because of that, I have to pay a penalty. of preparation. So I said, my God, but this man, he would have informed me instead of informing me, he was just looking at me and he allowed me to go. Then behind me, he called the police. So it was it was a terrible experience. So I was forced to pay a penalty, and from that day, I also learned from this experience. So that's why I said most of our fun experiences, they are like a lesson to us. So I learned from all my experiences as an expert, and I always make sure that those who come behind me or those who are new, I always make sure that I always call their attention to all these things that I've gone through, so that they should not make the same mistakes, or they should not. So that is it. So yeah, I have so many experiences, but we have limited time. I know Lady BC also had a lot of experiences. I also know Michelle also, but because of time constraint, we cannot really narrate all. So as I said, this is episode 5 of our Go Live. As time goes on, we will still have more top titles to discuss and more top interesting topics, more interesting experiences that we have gone through. So, fellow viewers, fellow business partners, and potential business partners, thank you for watching our live. And next week, we'll have episode 6 of our Go Live. Tomorrow, we'll still have the same topic, fun experiences as expert. So, there will be another team tomorrow. So, don't forget to check in and watch us live. Thank you. Goodbye. Any last
Thank
word,
Bye.
you,
Lady
everyone.
BC? Any last word, Lady BC?
Sorry?
Thank you. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, BC.
Yeah.
Okay.
So everyone, you can watch or you can go in our, you can see in the screen, we have our website. So we would like to invite you that every Thursday, Tuesday and Thursday, we have a live complimentary workshop. So if
Okay.
you want to come in, it's 5 p.m.
Again,
PST time. Please check your time in wherever you are so you can catch the live, or you can catch the replay by registering your name and email, and we will send you the link directly to your email, the link of the replay of the complimentary webinar. So that's all for today, everyone. Thank you so much, Michael. Thank
thank
you,
you.
BC. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.